Yo, 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 what's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Nate the Great coming at you with another live. You already know if you're new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. To all the returning friends and family, you already know it's peace and blessings. Give y'all some time to tune in. Definitely know a couple people might be taking care of some things right now. So give y'all some time to rock out. Yeah. Ladies, what's going on, baby? Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. Man, first things first. Hopefully, everybody having a blessed and productive Wednesday. Hopefully, everybody smoothly gotten through their work day. Hopefully, the kids have gotten smoothly through the school day. As y'all preparing for the holiday season, make sure again y'all keeping yourselves just visual as possible, keeping everything in order, and safe traveling if you are traveling. Again, don't forget you got people you need to go visit and go see them. You know, definitely a good inspiration, especially for those that might need it around this time. So y'all do what's necessary, keep yourself safe. And even if you're planning on certain events, again, just make sure everything is copacetic. The main thing is safety over everything. Cool Gamer, what's going on? Mountain Girl, what's going on, baby? Serious, baby. Jared, what's going on? What's going on? And for those preparing for the season and for the new year, then make sure you keeping everything on the up and up. Make sure you're checking in on the family you need to check in on. Definitely enjoy yourself, create memories, and also, you know, try to keep the stress down a minimum. Because it is about being around the right people and just having the right form of vibes, energy. So just make sure you doing that when necessary. Even if you don't celebrate, whatever you do plan on getting into, whatever events you plan on getting into, again, just make sure your surroundings is as safe as possible. The goal is to at least make it home. This world right now is a little bit tricky, but hey, you're gonna have to do that to navigate. So all in all, though, you know, I'm gonna chime in on a couple of little things, but it kind of pans into some of the stuff I was already talking about. Lisa, baby, again, how should I start this? Well, I'm gonna start off for something that I've seen recently. A problem amongst communication, and it's on a severe level. Um, and again, I split it down both ways. I'll be honest with you. This is just a prime example again of what I was talking about with certain women just doing any and everything and then still playing victim. You can't do those type of things and think that people are going to resonate with you or they're going to really believe what you're saying. It's crazy because you created an atmosphere around you that you can't get rid of right now. The craziest part about it is that you didn't necessarily have to do so. All you had to do was just correct yourself. You know, but when you have that aggressive energy, not looking good. Tamika, baby, Clarissa, what's going on? What's going on? V baby. See y'all in here. See y'all in here. See y'all in here. See, here's the thing though. You created a toxic atmosphere around. Now you're trying to go around and pander, at least in my opinion, for likes and views or just trying to get your voice heard. It feels like you trying to quote unquote speak for all the women when you honestly can't do that. You can speak for a specific group of women. You can't do that for everybody. And I'm not trying to be funny. I kind of found that funny last night. You know, and this is just something I was watching for entertainment. You know, I was just aware of it coming on my timeline. And when I realized who it was, I said, wow. See, a person like her, it will mess up the vibes, even if you allow them to try to, voice something on the panel. And to be honest with you, you know, shout outs to that brother because again, that shit was real right there. Didn't have to get crazy, didn't have to get belligerent, didn't have to do none of the above. It's sad he had to put you on mute because thought that this was your panel or you thought that was your, it's crazy. You can't speak for those women, man. You can't speak for um, none of the women in the world if you want to be technical. Not even your own, because again, not everybody is on that notion of thinking like you. You have aggressive behavior. And as long as you do have aggressive behavior, man, listen, your life is basically just going to be in disarray. So until you figure that out for real, you need to just go sit down. Be safe on that road, ladies, baby. For anybody that might be on the road, just be safe right now. Anybody that might be traveling again this holiday weekend or it's upcoming holiday, again, be safe on the road as well. Northwoods, what's going on, my guy? Now, see, that was a prime example of putting a foot in your mouth. The brother already allowed you to pop up, and even remotely be a part of the conversation. But then you sit here and overtalk, and you try to throw what you did. You can't do that. At some point, you got to learn to take responsibility for your life. Sorry to say it. Take that responsibility because you created a shitstorm. Excuse my language, y'all. You did. You had everybody fiend bagging to a degree to be a part of the next big thing or big step, especially when it comes to defending women, right? But then it come to find out you lied. Well, you took almost everybody for a sucker. Not everybody, but for those in that community, you almost took everybody for a sucker. So you did what you did. And it's sad that it's making news again because it's just like people like you don't need a platform to speak on anything. Sorry, you don't. You got half of the world in the uproar thinking that this was the type of severity that was happening, especially going towards y'all. And then come to find out you concocted the whole thing. Now you trying to go from spot to spot and you trying to just get somewhere where you can fit in. No, honestly, you can't do nobody no good. You can't defend nobody really because you're too highly volatile and emotional. Nobody can have a conversation with you without you either screaming loud or getting ratchet or cutting somebody off. See, that's the type of things that will mess up positive builds if you thought you was trying to build something. Seen this happen with fellas too. Some fellas have messed themselves up just because too emotional, too attached. You know, you gotta take your feelings out the equation. You really should be seeking some form of redemption, to be honest with you. But this is a prime example of what I was talking about a while back about people lying and being fraudulent to create a shitstorm. It's not cool. Because what does that seriously say? You seeking some form of attention. And then again, you have everybody ready to band in arms, and then when they come to find out that's not the truth, how do you think some of them are really gonna fit? Oh, Susanna, baby. You can't go from different places and different spaces when you created the worst thing for yourself. Sorry, you did. This is just my view and opinion on it. So, um, in that instance, you got to do better. You got to be better. The more you keep living with whatever trauma it is that's been keeping that with you, hey, you ain't gonna get no further. Let it go. It's a fight too, baby. Like, let it go. I say that on all angles. Let the thing go. It ain't worth that. Is it worth your energy, your time, your no. You know what you gotta do. You need a little bit more, self-reflection and also self-awareness. You're gonna need it because guess what? Right now, nobody's trying to really hear anything you saying. They're not trying to hear it because they already know what it is with you. And again, just think about it. You almost could have started or impacted some form of a good revolution if that was really the case. Because we know there are situations where there are women being abused, attacked. You know this already. But for the fact that you really sat here and thought you was gonna just overrun those type of platforms, sorry, but you got a rude awakening coming for you. Um, I'm quite sure even the women that was on that panel was happy that you was going. Just by looking at the facial expressions of the whole interview and everything, yeah, it's sad that you think you could speak for a majority of the women, even in your community. And again, you really can't. Your views and your ideologies don't sit well with everybody. So you can't speak for a whole. I don't know. It's weird because again, you came with that strong aggression and also that victim mentality. The one thing that some people really need to learn, especially if you are being graced to even hit some of these pins and platforms, control yourself. Some self discipline and self control definitely play out better for you. Now, even if you would have came on some civil type or whatever, At some point, you could tell, it probably would have either went left just because look at the nature. You have proven time and time and again that, there are some people that just refuse to change for the better. Again, you have to take self accountability and responsibility for what you have done. And to be honest, you lucky it ain't get too crazy. Appreciate you for dropping those links, serious baby. Working harder than this damn rain outside, baby. Yeah, you just gotta think about that. You sat here and had people thinking this was a brazen attack, and this is not the first time that has happened. Though. That's crazy. Some of y'all need to learn that when you do certain things like that, if you are really not standing on principles, not standing firm on it, it is not gonna work. It's gonna crumble. It's only gonna crumble because guess what? Your heart is not in it. It ain't pure. See, some of y'all are taking advantage and you forget those type of situations right there have harsh repercussions, especially if you get caught out there lying. We know of another famous situation with uh, homie, but I ain't gonna even mention that. We all know though. But I'm just saying that's a prime example of words could be powerful, but also those actions that they pursue powerful as well too. That's crazy though. Think that you gotta lie to get, to get that form of attention is dangerous. It really is. And this is also giving leeway to what I was talking about. Sometimes the parents could be doing the best, but when they see that it's things that are being brought out to the forefront like that, especially on a grand scale of things, that becomes the problem. You given that little spark to say, well, just in case of anything, I could use this lie right here, and that's going to help. No, like I said, there's certain I look at. You know, look how many people are either coming home or probably still locked up right now, innocent of specific crimes, even on violence. Prime example, right? They just now coming home, or they about to come home soon. Again, no need to push that form of an envelope, especially when you know for a fact it could damage or cripple somebody. And I honestly feel when it does get to that situation, yeah, there should be a public apology. Should be. Look what's being seen in the news to a degree. Some of these stories that people thought was actually legit, they thought that this was what really happened. Then come to find out, look, half of those ones was plagiarized and it's just straight lies. The minute you decide to push that form of a narrative to the public, right then and there, that should automatically not exclude you from catching some form of karma. But it needs to be a public apology, especially when you know for a fact Wasn't how it's supposed to be. You just did it because you knew your words was going to be looked at well before the actions of the person at hand. You know, you try to sit here and make it seem like the system ain't built for you. It's more built for you and around you than you think. Tangela, baby. Those type of, excuse my language, toxic females, again, they give what I'm talking about in the same light. Lying to the press. For what? You're not thinking about the overall consequences. There are people who probably might have been watching you or looking up to you as inspiration, like, yo, look, this happened, and they was able to, you know, beat the odds and still stand up. And, because you gotta look at it. There have been people who have been, viciously attacked to the point where they just now coming out of recovery. And that's a scary thing for some people. You gotta think about it. You can't sit here and create those lies narratives when you know there's people who have been victims like that. You can't. It's not a joke. I stress that every day because it's true. It's not a joke. And again, I go down both ways. So I've seen some men do it too. You know, shit. All that press ain't good press. No, it's not. And some of y'all trying to create that fame and that glory. But guess what? Your glory should really be that you are able to breathe, you're able to create, you're able to withstand, and you're able to sustain the things needed. Um, Sorry, but it's really about time for some of you to just realize that before you go putting things out there like that into the general public, think, is it necessary? I'll keep saying that shit until some of y'all get it in your scalp pieces. I'm sorry. Is it really necessary? That would be like you creating a lie against somebody in your company or whatever the case is. How you think that's going to stand when they come to find out you lying about shit? You ain't just damaged your reputation. You might damage whatever you might be doing to sustain yourself until further notice. You bugged out. You know? Don't need for you to keep doing that. I'm sorry, but it's just you can't obviously say you're gonna wake up every morning knowing that you created this form of a lie that could have created a civil war, basically. Then it's just supposed to get washed under the rug. No, you're gonna have people who are still gonna mess with you until God knows when. So again, think about these things you do. Don't create false narratives, especially by law, because it will come back to bite you in the ass. You still can't get in trouble for perjury. I don't think that you can. You still can. Because I don't care how you look at it, that's perjury right there. You're lying. Because if it does get to a point where it goes to a court, now you really have to make sure that whatever lie you concocted is going to suffice and stick up. But even still, you shouldn't even have to go that route in the first place. Learn to think logical and not emotional. And then you got some fellas too who are crashing out on that notion. Again, no matter what you go through, you got to be able to stand firm and strong. You can't allow yourself to get lost in emotion. You know, learn when to walk away or learn when to just cut and sever ties when needed. That's how you're supposed to do it. Again, in order to keep the cancerous things away from you, that's how you're gonna have to do it. Juice, baby. If y'all just tuned in, hit the like button. But come on there. Let's keep it a buck. You can't go and create that form of lie and narrative, especially when again it could have gave credence to some form of war. Words are powerful when you make huge accusations, especially against big timers and small timers. It doesn't matter. The fact that you are willing to even create a lie like that, there goes to show that there's something severely wrong within the mental. What? We don't know. I'm not throwing shade of judgment at all. I'm being real. Because again, you might be, I mean, in certain scenarios, you might be hurt, might be emotional. Yeah, you gonna react a certain way. Series out here slinging out these damn links like they hot bricks on the street. Yeah, she's a hustler, baby. Again, appreciate you, serious baby. She pitching out them bricks. Nah, but you just think about that. You gonna lie and say that this was happening. Prime example. You gonna say that there was some form of injustice that happened at an establishment. Come to find out, it wasn't nothing. You caused and started the whole thing. Now, yeah, you might have the people fooled if it does get to a court, but guess what? You look what's gonna happen. You're gonna have a whole lot to deal with, and you might have to pay something back in lump sum. So what you think is really worth it? Come on now, it's time now to just stop with the lies. You know, just because you might be hurt, you might be volatile at that moment. And I'm speaking on both ends. Again, young brothers and sisters out there, it's time for y'all to really stop crashing out. For real, you have time. Even if you feel hurt about whatever, you know, take that slug on the chin and keep it pushing. You know, you still got time to still be your natural self and keep bringing the good things around. And even if you are suffering some forms of trauma, get the required help you need to get before you even decide to do anything. Because again, that's going to be critical for your stages in life. Now, again, I was just, scrolling since I was able to do so, you know. And like I said, it's crazy. You really thought you was gonna come on somebody's platform and try to overrun everything. No, no. You can't overtalk the host, number one. That's why I said for some people, you want to make it an issue. Oh, this person was rude. This person was this. Person was that. No, sometimes a person needs to hear clearly what's going on. That's just like if I'm allowing you to let out what you need to let out. Once I once I done seen you stop completely for a pause, all right, well guess what? Let me say what I'm gonna say and I'm gonna keep pushing from there. It shouldn't be no you just the minute somebody start getting a good word in, oh, no, 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 stop that. That's why people have to mute you sometimes. Nothing wrong with that. If you're supposed to be having dialect, and some people are like that, they're gonna show you, look, this is a way you could break down a scenario and situation, and it don't always gotta come to fisticuffs. Like two people who got problems, let them handle whatever, and then that's it. And do it the mature way, right? But then again, it wasn't no problem. You know, he had something completely different. It was a whole panel full of people. But for the fact that you try to interject certain things and then you still trying to go with the lie like he really got attacked, that's severe mental health right there, at least in my opinion. And this is why I'm saying people like that are dangerous. They want platforms. They want to be on these platforms. But then again, look what they promote. It's almost like poison. You're not helping either side. You're not helping your quote unquote sisters, and you're definitely not helping your brothers. So, you can't do that. You can't sit here and honestly think, oh, that's the way it's supposed to be. Yeah, well, I'm going to do this and that's it. I'm going to get everybody in the uproar just because. Nah. That's why I said with some people, go get the help that you need. I mean, it's imperative that you do so. Because in certain cases, I know it does play with mental health. I know. Trust me, I know. I'm not blind to the facts. In those situations, again, try to get the help that you possibly can before you end up crashing out or doing something that you know you ain't prone to be doing. You catch yourself. Because if you want to utilize platforms or you want to utilize spaces for whatever, then guess what? You still got to have some form of reasoning. Number one, you got to have self control. Number two, and again, you got to come from a place of just I'm giving you insight without the emotions attached to it. Shades, baby. Be safe on that road, baby. For anybody on the road right now, my bad, y'all. Start raining again. Make sure y'all safe on the road, especially those in the city. Y'all driving. Yeah, make sure y'all keeping yourselves whatever. We still got some rain up in this. You know, I'm talking about the society, period, Juice. Because some of these people are coming from whatever society they coming from, but the fact that you sit here and think that you're gonna run a scam and then you still gonna have a platform or reasoning, it's not gonna work for some people. Like I said, I focus on shit I need to focus on. But a lot of it does play on here too, because when you sitting here searching for entertainment, you come across some shit. And again, for some might be lost, I know the brick lady actually popped up on somebody's panel last night. So I got a good look at the whole thing because it popped up on my timeline. And shout outs to the brother. He did the right thing. And honestly, that's how you're supposed to be able to run a platform, even when you do have, males and females on the panel. You know, this woman just don't know how to control herself. You can't sit here and think that you created a shitstorm on this media and everything else, and then now you're going to be able to go from platform to platform trying to please something. I got to stop that. Because that right there again, it sows the seeds of lying right now. Because you got people again who are locked up for people lying on them. People who are not here because again, lies. I don't want to go deep down in history. But some of y'all probably would know where I'm going. But it's just a prime example of things. Like I said, it doesn't matter who it came from. The fact that you bringing that to a national level and getting people to a point where they ready to band up for all safety measures and come to find out it's lies. Can't do that. Prime example, lying about getting kidnapped, lying about getting attacked, and I'm speaking again on both ends. Lies about police brutality, etc., etc. Those things don't rock out and pan well because guess what? It's going to come back to bite you on the neck, especially when you know for a fact it was on falsehood. On now. This is my thing though. Again, some of y'all gotta learn to have self-reflection, and then you also gotta have patience. Kev, what's going on, my guy? You can't sit here and honestly think that that's the best way to do it. Over talking even the people who was trying to get a word in edgewise. And again, it was crazy because it looked like everybody on the panel. It was only one other brother and a couple other sisters up there. Hey, they was happy because again, it's just you don't bring that form of energy everywhere you go. You can't. Not if you want people to think that you actually made some form of change or reform. No, can't do that. Exactly, serious. Yeah. Shout outs to the brother Anton Daniels. I don't know if some of y'all are familiar with it, but I found it, because like I said, I'm always scrolling through things when I'm scrolling through things. Um, and that came across my timeline, mostly watching some basketball stuff on here and shit. But all in all, it threw me off because I said, "Wow, you really had the nerve to pop up, let you talk to a degree." But then it was almost like you try to almost put that victimhood shit into it. Can't do that. Again, raw energy. How do you try to overtalk the host? Can't do that shit. That's why I said there's some people that really don't need to be granted any form of platforms, especially when they are going through that severe type of mental health issues. You know, got to be something severely wrong with you for you to do that. That's what I'm saying. That karma will definitely catch you. You created a lie on false narratives, and you messing around to the point where you almost got people looked at in the wrong light, especially your own. So that's a problem. You can't say that you for the cause and then on the same thing you are causing issues and ruckus. It's not going to work. You got to pick a side when it comes to that. The only thing you should be picking a side on this unnecessary evil or this portion of good. Unnecessary evil. Oh, you're gonna find out because if you ain't got no proof that these type of crimes and situations happen, oh yeah, it's going to look bad on you. Definitely going to look bad on you. It's just again, be safe. Be safe and keep yourself away from people like that because again, it shows a lot. You know, after you done got yourself basically exposed. You should have sat down somewhere and humbled yourself some more. But instead, you doubled down. If that ain't a crash out, I don't know what it is. But and when you put yourself out there like that, I'm sorry. You need to go sit down in the corner somewhere and reevaluate your life. But this is a prime example. This is not just entertainment because there's really people out there like that who believe that that's the way you're supposed to conduct yourself, especially when you're given the opportunity to, even be on a panel with a group of people, especially when you're taken away from the content. So you should know when direct questions are asked, just answer. You know, make it simple and smooth. That's it. Nothing wrong with doing so. And it's crazy again because it's like, oh damn, wasn't expecting that. Another thing I was going to pan on again, goes back to something I was saying a while back on the last live. Uh, there are people who need to be held responsible when they throw their kids into the hellfire. Yeah, I was going there for a minute. I was only going there because, again, it's needed. Appreciate you for doing that series, baby. Yeah, shout outs to the brother. It should still be up there. Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to the brother. Um, that's a prime example, giving them shout outs because that's a prime example of how you're supposed to run a podcast. You got people on your panel, y'all discussing whatever you're discussing, and then when you have other ones who manage to come up, if they taken away from the content that was already being given, they gotta go. You know, and shout outs to everybody that was on his panel because guess what? They all had some form of reserve. Now again, my thing was, anywhere that you're gonna be going, it's gonna be a problem. Because again, you made a public spectacle of yourself, lying about being abused and attacked. And then especially you sitting here saying that your own brothers and sisters was watching. So yeah, can't get down with that shit. I'm sorry. And again it gives precedence and credence to, oh, this is what I need to do just in case. Like I said, whether somebody big time or somebody small. Those lies right there, especially if it goes to courts, it don't always look good for them. Again, look how many innocent people are coming home now. I don't know. I guess somebody I'm sub to must be watching him. He came across my timeline last night. And that, threw me off. So I was just like, oh shoot. When I had to look real hard, I said, oh, that's the lady that lied about getting hit with the bread. I was laughing for a bit last night. But it gave me something to really think about too, because it's really sad. And again, we got people that will sit here in that boat right there and try to say, oh, I'm speaking for all the people. Oh, I'm for all the people. No, no, you can't speak for everybody. You can only speak for yourself. And what you did Ain't no real rational woman gonna even lie or do something like that, knowing that it could spark the wrong form of revolution or it could spark the wrong idea. Especially, we already have the stigma of not being protective as is. So no, um, I don't understand why again you ain't just go sit somewhere and humble yourself. Yeah, but y'all make sure that if anything, y'all go check what I was saying out because just it goes to show again, you ain't learned nothing. You still got that same mentality. That mentality is getting you nowhere. It's just hindering whatever growth you might have still had left. See, again, we know people make mistakes in life. Not everybody perfect. Nobody perfect, to be honest with you. People are gonna make mistakes. Some might make severe mistakes. And they're gonna have to learn from them severe mistakes. But guess what? If it humbled you, if it gave you more wisdom, more balance, then it did what it was supposed to do. No doubt, Jews appreciate you, baby. Have a great one. Have a great one. Now, again, if you're going through something, try to find an alleyway where you can release that and get some form of help. Because again, let's be real. It's not fair that you would sit here and create a lie like that. But some people gotta be able to read certain things anyway. Certain things don't look right. You already pretty much know where to go from it. Oh, okay, I see what this is. I see what this is. It's needed before they get crashing out too much. Somebody should intervene if they could spot it right then and there. But then again, sometimes the crash out for some people is necessary. Really is. If you willing to go that distance and lie, guess what's gonna happen? You gotta keep up with that lie. And if you don't keep up with that lie or something just don't end up being right, guess what? Now everybody's looking at you. Like I said, especially if it does go to federal or anything else along those lines, anything you lie about, that's still a crime. And honestly, it should be some form of retribution. I feel for anybody who is either coming home or have been victims to lies of that magnitude, there should be more than just a public apology. It needs to be some retribution and something along those lines. Because that person went through hell and back to the degree, trying to either defend their honor or defend their name. That's sad. But there's a lot of things that really starts from the background. So background is one of them. And the things that you come across, even on here, make sure that it's not going to sow the wrong seeds for your young ones. So I say in certain instances, it's time to start revitalizing your mind. Why do I need to go this far? Prime example. When I could just stop and get the help I need. You know, or maybe you know what? Let me not do this because I don't want the people to, you know, I don't want the people to be in division. And that's exactly what you kind of did. You caused division. You had some who believed, you had some who didn't believe. Me personally, I just didn't believe anything because a lot of times you come to find out it's lies. Even down to lawsuits and shit like that. Some of these lawsuits you coming to find out, some of these things you hearing about now, even in the public news, guess what? Shit that been going on. But the sad part about it is it's just sad that now with technology and everything else, it is the truth. A lot of people are coming home because of peanut butter and jelly BS. And this is why I said it's a deeper thing than that. You have to learn to stop creating that false narrative. Just because you might be either hurt or going through something or going through a phase, that don't mean you put that type of juju and karma. It's not fit. Because guess what? If somebody does get in trouble because of your lies and your nonsense, now look, that's time wasted. That's time being spent away from doing what they was doing or trying to build greatness. We want to have to start back over just because they coming home from nonsense. But it really should be enforced though. When you create those lies and narratives to the general public, you should see the maximum crime penalty for it. Sorry. A lot of lies and narratives have created shitstorm of effects throughout the course of centuries. Do your own history if you want. Like I said, it's time to start being more reasonable and logical on these things. Sometimes the best way to really decipher what's what is just pay attention to the obvious. Again, if something just don't fit right, then you already know how to go from there. That'd be like somebody coming on here and giving you advice or supposed to be giving you advice on like that crypto money or whatever the case is, right? But they giving you nothing but lies and scams. What you think gonna happen? Set yourself up for the ultimate failure. And then now you're gonna be sitting on things you can't get rid of or people already know is a scam and now you putting yourself out there. You gotta be wise in what you're doing. James, what's going on, my guy? I already know if y'all just tuned in, the like button. If y'all new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. And like, come on in. You can't sit here and think that you want to come on and give, false information and narratives, and that's supposed to just pan out for you forever. No. At some point, the jig will be up. Now, if you're going to do it the correct way, then I'm all for you doing it. There's certain things you just got to really take a second look at before you just jump into it. I would say the same for some of you men and women out there. Before you jump into that form of irrationality, again, think and ask yourself, is it worth it? And what am I going to gain from it? And if I gain whatever, is it supposed to suffice? Because if not, then that means you are on the wrong path. Back to the drawing board. But, just like I said, for those who want to really see what it should still be up there. But yeah, that's a form of what not to do, basically. No matter what you're doing, even if you small time and you just doing something to promote something, don't go anywhere and promote that energy and bring that energy. You'll find out that 9 out of 10, there are going to be some people who are just not going to be for the ratchet rah rah, especially when it's coming to bringing great content. So you gotta go. You gotta go. Or if you get checked, you get checked. You put yourself at risk. Getting back to what I was saying earlier about parents being held responsible for throwing their kids into the hellfire. Uh, between lawsuits that you've seen and hearing about, not just with celebrities, but even companies and so on and so forth. Uh, some of it is, well, some of it could be factual, never know. Some of it could be plagiarism. I'll be honest with you. There's certain things I don't jump onto and believe right away because there's got to be a deeper story than that. You know? Because I feel like this, right? I'm gonna get on this for get where I'm going with this though, yo. Now, there's some of y'all that say that this industry is wicked, so on and so forth, right? Or that industry that you fiend bagging to be a part of is wicked as well, right? So if it's so wicked, why do you want to be a part of it? Good question, right? I don't believe every part of that industry is wicked. There's wicked people within the system, but never the whole program. Now, in certain situations, since things are changing up, especially when it does come to crimes of sexual nature and so on and so forth, yeah, there's certain things that are either being reopened or things that are being exposed as. But to be honest with you, uh, goes back to what I was saying before. Parents should never throw their child out to the wolves. There's some of y'all who will try to live your dreams out through your kids, whether it be through sports, acting, shoot, whatever, fashion, whatever. You're gonna try to live out your childhood dreams or your adult dreams through your kids, just because they might have that specific talent or niche for it. That doesn't necessarily mean they want to go down that route and shouldn't be forced to go down that route. Why would I push my 8-year old, prime example, into that form of chaos and misery? I would have to be a fool. Reason why I say it that way is because, again, in order to avoid certain situations from happening or even being brought to that form of situation, uh, you, the parent, supposed to be making sure that everything is going accordingly. My child is not going to a party with no adults. I don't care if it is about trying to quote unquote build the brand and the shoot. I'll be right there with them, right there. My son and daughter is not leaving my side for nothing. This way, you won't have situations like this happen. And again, some of these situations also have been found out to be lies. So again, it's a hit and miss on that. Now, I believe that there are some of these situations that are true to the fact, just by the fact that these people have not switched up their stories or statements yet. But again, this just goes to show, look how much you got to deal with in the cipher to make sure that you don't have no more innocent people going to jail. You are supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. So there's no way you're going to pin somebody as guilty right away when you still don't fully know the full facts. You don't. You gotta realize that shit. Like that's not right. Um, it shouldn't be lies to that effect causing the ripple effect. See, there's some of y'all who are gonna sit here and try to boost them into that form of light. Look here, not gonna be able to do that and think that something might not happen somewhere along the line. Again, be wise in whatever decisions you make. Because think about it, you still have to make decisions to a degree for your children. Again, the children shouldn't be trying to be grown before time neither. But again, you got some people who are, I'm sorry, you got some people who are really that desperate and that fiend out to get that come up just because, oh, my baby talented. I know I can't live through your kid. And again, if your kids don't want that type of life, they don't want that type of interaction, you shouldn't force them into it. When you think about it, you are supposed to be the protectors of your clan. So how does that look that you want your child to be that spectacular in life that is going to cause them grief and pain? Pardon the wind in the background, yeah. But just think about that. Why push your kid to do something that they disagreeing with, they don't like? That right there will cause, rebellion. It'll also cause some scars, mental scars that they probably might not heal from right away. But Chicago, baby, you gotta think about that for real. You got some people who, they parents was on the level of, I don't care. I'm gonna push all my kids to success because I'm trying to do something I couldn't do on my own. You can't do that. Forcing your dreams and what should have been successes on your young ones, no, not a good look. Because that's too much pressure being put on them to begin with. Let them decide when they do get of a certain age and caliber if that's something they really want to pursue. You know, don't push them into something that young in age. And if you gonna push them into something, then you actually need to be not just a fixture, but you also have to give critical insight, you know, critical judgments when needed, especially for the benefit and the growth of your child. That's like if you want your child to play sports, okay. It's not one thing to just be the coach. Nah, you got to give them real life lessons. Because even them coaches is going to give their damn students real life lessons, stories, and how to maintain humbleness and just keep themselves on the up and up, keep themselves starving, yes, but also keep themselves humble to know that things are going to progress the way they're supposed to. And you're going to have to give constructive criticisms on certain things, especially if you feel there's things that can be improved. But you do it in a way to where, again, they ain't going to rebel and they ain't going to feel the type of way about it. Again, when you learn to break things down, you pretty much get a good, decent result. Let's keep it real. It's the best way to do it. You know, you want them to push for something, at least let them push for what they feel is going to be the best for them. That's why I was saying balance and order. Give me 1 second, y'all. Yeah, balance and order. Before you try to push them into that industry that you uh claim is going to be the meal ticket, again, you need to make sure that everything is moving accordingly. But for some, you should already know what it is. You still are going to have to make decisions for your young ones, at least until they old enough to make their own decisions. So if that's how you're going to do it, you're going to push them into that realm, then you need to be ready to protect them at all costs. You still are supposed to be the wolves of the pack. So again, do what's necessary, because again, you never know what's going on in certain circumstances. Again, you are supposed to be responsible for your child and having eyes and ears on your child, especially when you are, moving with that. It's just real raps. In order to avoid those situations that we hear about, you know, be responsible. And again, remember, just because you wasn't able to live out what you wanted to live out, that doesn't mean that your life is over. No, you just build better. There's certain things you're not going to be able to do. Okay, cool. Find something else that you know is going to be useful for you, and don't push it and force it onto your kids. Like prime example, there's some people who, if there's businesses being ran within the family, some of them people don't want to be bothered. Not to be funny, not saying they ain't trying to work, but they don't want to be bothered with that. Can you blame them? That's just like you having a grocery store and your pops and them trying to get you to be the runner up for the store. You might not want to be the runner up for the store. You might have something else in hand or something else in mind you want to do. You know, and you should be able to explore those options, at least when you're old enough to explore those options. You know, but I'm keeping the buck though. You know, there's no need for you to throw your kids into a den with nothing but adults. It's not going to end well because they gonna probably learn something that you ain't even teaching, or they gonna end up being a part of something you don't want them to be a part of. Again, this is what I was saying the other day. When it comes to situations like that, no. People need to be fucking responsible. If you put your children in this form of danger, then you should be held responsible. And I mean that with the deepest sincerity. You need to be held responsible. Because if you think that these are the things that are going, you should know what's going on around certain events and parties and things like that along those natures. So why would you have your children, especially well underage, being around that form of stuff? Ain't your job to keep them away from that until they are old enough to decide what they're going to do? Keep it real. So again, we gotta be logical on that. It's not a good look when you push your kids on the things that they shouldn't be pushed on too early in life. But then now that'll give them a sense to think that they already grown enough to make their own decisions. Which again, if they are not even old enough to buy a pack of cigarettes, they ain't grown enough yet. So let them be children. If they don't want to be pushed into certain things, don't push it on them. There should be a strong message for those that need to hear it. Your life failure should not be projected on to your children. Everybody's going to carve their own pavements and carve their own roads in life. So again, you gotta respect that. Your kid might be talented in things that you was talented in, but they might be even more talented or even more skilled in the things that they know and that they learn. And that's something that they probably want to be in. So again, don't dismiss anything when it comes to your young ones. Don't dismiss anything. When you dismiss things, you miss out on key elements for things in life. So just something to think about for the night. Um, but yeah, for some of y'all that need to hear that, you're gonna come on any of these platforms anywhere and try to do whatever. Just know when you have that specific type of energy and you ain't willing to listen or you just ain't willing to bend or follow the rules, you getting booted. That be like that anywhere in society. You in the club, you acting too wild out, you gotta go. Especially if you disturbing the peace. You gotta go. And if you keep getting too out of crate, too out of pocket, you're gonna be able to go nowhere. So think twice about that. But yeah, I just wanted to chime in on that again because I do feel that way. And I'm gonna reiterate because again, some of you parents, some of these parents need to be looked at as well. If we seeing certain things hit the news and then it's always leading to some form of whatever, then guess what? We gotta look at the background first. Again, trying to live through your kids, it's a sad look. Putting pressure on your kids to do things that no parent should be trying to get their kids to do. But hey, I can't really say much. I could just give that clear advice for the day. For something that need to hear before you think to go that route, you better ask yourself a logical question. What do I risk by doing so? You can risk your child, right? Just in general, you can end up risking your child. Again, just because you want to push something on them that they might not even want to really be a part of. And I'm gonna reiterate too on a couple different things because again, I feel certain things should never be put out into the light like that if it ain't actual facts. And I would encourage anybody who has been a victim to anything that if you have the strength and the preservation to do so, you make sure you get the proper help, you seek the proper counseling, and you also do what's necessary. You know, do what's necessary to defend yourself. You know, because things like that are happening, shouldn't be accepted at all. Again, responsibility is going to have to be placed on somebody. All in all, though, you know, it's a sad and trying time that we see. There's things you just have to be careful on, and this is one of them. You know, knowing that people will go above and beyond that distance just for attention and some form of clout. It's sad. It's only sad because again, it creates the wrong balance. And again, it implements the even the young ones that could be up and coming or watching things. Oh, okay, well, all I gotta do is, say this and I could create a shitstorm. And I could probably get what I want in the midst of doing all of that. But come to find out, you ain't gonna get everything you think you're gonna get, but you will get karma. Because again, if somebody ended up getting arrested or losing time out of their life because of your lies, yeah, your karma coming swiftly. It's definitely gonna come when you least expect it. So again, these type of stories you are hearing, and not just about celebrities, but just people in general, because it could be happening in your neighborhood and you never know. So again, that's why it's important for, I say, community outreach, because you never know what the situations are, and that right there is a form of abuse. At least from what I see, is a form of abuse. Because some of y'all, again, think you're doing the right thing by trying to push out the greatest talent and the greatness out your children, but you're trying to bank on it. No, let them bank on their own if that's solely what they want to do. Or whatever they decide to bank out on, just be a supporter. You can't expect them to move in the road and direction you want them to move in. You can't let them move in your direction because you missed out on your opportunity. Let them carve their own niches out. And don't force nothing on them just for some fame and clout. Find out it ain't really worth it. But I'm gonna reiterate on this most likely tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon. Ain't gonna hold y'all all night. Time for me to start adulting again. But yeah, hopefully somebody did get something out of this. For those that might just be tuning in, catching this replay, you know, make sure y'all definitely share this out. Again, just gotta bring awareness on all levels. One second. But you gotta remember that. Um, it starts from home and then it also starts within the community. So in order for some of these scenarios and these crimes to prevent them from happening at a high rate, again, Be responsible. You want to raise your children, try to raise them the right way. And don't try to do something quick just because you're trying to get a quick buck. Before I get up out of here, those celebrating birthdays this week and this upcoming weekend, we did not forget about you. We did not forget about you.
Is that too obvious? Okay, I like your confidence. Oh, this one could comment. It's okay, like Kalani's. Roger like Kalani. It's okay.
May y'all enjoy yourselves and may y'all keep yourselves safe at all times. And again, just keep creating and building memories. And hopefully somebody did get something out of this message tonight. Again, for some of y'all who have done the unthinkable and think you're gonna be able to get back in the good graces with the people, you need to go humble yourself. Period. Yeah, my bad, y'all. But yeah, think about that. Um, the worst thing you could do is force the worst type of scenarios on your offspring. Your main goal should be always protecting yours at all costs. Not trying to get off and live off them at all costs. You are parents, right? Get the parents. Get to showing the right type of forms of ideas that are needed so your child can continuously grow in the best life. And then we won't get people like what we seen, creating shit storms and lies for the people. Won't get too much of that because there won't be no need for you to go to that extent of life, especially if you are going to get the help that you need. So, and I would encourage anybody, people that's on that verge of a crash out, make sure they try to get the help needed. It's going to be necessary, especially now. You don't know what's going to happen, but guess what? We ain't trying to find out. So again, for those celebrating the holidays, y'all make sure y'all keep yourselves safe. Get yourselves prepared for all the festivities and a great New Year. And don't worry, I'll definitely see y'all tomorrow in the morning or in the afternoon. But I'm light skinned, so here.
6, 7, 8. You a baddie, the type I appreciate. With no makeup, you looking good in the face. Natural body, I'm loving how it's shaped. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hoes coming in, so I gotta bring the guys with me. Said to get the dirty outside. Heard there was some free, so I had to bring the down with me. Oh, you with it? I'm gone. Come to the bathroom, give me that dome. Yo, man's get the tripping, Brody.
You had to get a little bit of foolishness tonight, but but hopefully again somebody did get something out this message. And again, got to start bringing the awareness even way else. Keep bringing it. See a lot of things happening. Get my ass up out of here. Before I do get up out of here, I know an email's coming, but guess what?
Not my problem. That's just not my problem. Not my problem. That's just not my problem.
You don't like when we use the good stuff. I know. But let me get up out of here. Y'all enjoy the rest of your evenings. It's already morning/afternoon in the other timelines. But hey, hopefully y'all enjoy yourselves, keeping yourselves safe. And for those in the city, yeah, the weather's still choppy, so keep a spare umbrella just in case, and make sure y'all getting home safe. Let me get up out of here. If y'all was new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Shout out to the replay gang. Shout out to the Shadow Mafia and the Shadow Babies. Y'all know what it is, baby. For everybody that was in attendance tonight, y'all already know that love is love, and they'll be reciprocated as such. I don't know how to be sick. What I'm gonna do is give you real. That's what I'm gonna do is give you real topics and real bills. Oh yeah, don't worry, I'm staying dry. I'm light skinned. Stay dry, damn it. But yeah, um, I'm gonna reiterate on some of this tomorrow's again. We gotta go deeper. And when you get parents like that, we gotta hold them responsible for the madness. So yeah, we'll finish talking about that. But y'all stay safe, keep that third eye open. And to the next live, we out here. Peace and blessings.